Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we'll be reacting to another internet historian video, and this one actually might be some actual real history, the Y2K Apocalypse. So yeah, let's take a look at this one. Go subscribe to their channel.
Let me tell you how.
I don't know, it just reminds me of that one guy, Phil in the Circle, who does like match burning things. It's like Jimi Hendrix.
The world ended. December 31st, 1999. Y2K.
To be fair, around this time, social media was starting to take effect, so it's somewhat true.
Just how bad will it get?
Everything that could go wrong did. Y2K, the movie.
To my knowledge, I'm the
Was there actually a movie called Y2K?
last survivor. Planes fell from the sky. Expensive Pentium 2s ceased to function. Nuclear launches all around the globe. Let me tell you.
Alright, by the way, if you didn't know, you can actually look up old advertisements from like the 90s. And, you know, Pentium 3s, you think our computers are expensive now? Some of those computers were like $4,000 in 1994. Which, you know, if you just compare it to now, that's like 16 grand, if give or take.
About the downfall of mankind.
Okay, maybe
Scene
it's not that
transition.
bad inflation, but
It all started in the 80s. The synth was wavy. The computers were absolute units. But the memory was embarrassingly small. So at the time, computer programmers were trying to save every byte they could. When they programmed in years, the date 1995, for example, became just 2 digits. 95. Good solution at the time. But as the years went by, people went, hold on a minute, what will happen at the year 00? And the answer was, across millions of potential systems, no one really knew. They had a problem, and they called it Y2K. But let's take a step back. What does Y2K mean?
Well, Y is short for year, 2 of course means 2, and K is the scientific symbol for thousand.
Mono means one, and rail means rail.
So the year 00 was coming up. For computers, that could mean 2000, or it could mean 1900, or it could be a nil value. Now apply that same principle to something more important like banking transactions, international scheduled airline departure, or the internal clocks of GPS satellites.
I mean, banking transactions would probably be the biggest problem if that became an issue. Obviously, it didn't, but yeah, I mean, that would be like a temporary problem as they pushed out a patch. But I assume they pushed a patch out early because obviously the internet was a thing. Now the problem is, you know, people are not, and businesses specifically, are not very good about updating until something bad happens, like they're hacked.
And now you see the problem. Systems would start to fail.
The systems will fail, and if one part of it fails, none of it works.
So traffic lights, power systems, water systems, military networks, microwaves, advanced AI, the entire internet.
Advanced AI
it could
in
all
2000.
potentially domino into chaos.
It is a particularly large global disaster in the making.
Scene transition. So companies got together to spend their way out of the problem. The United States
I do
alone
remember
invested
that.
an estimated $134 billion to fix the bug.
Of course, I was, let's see here. How old was I? I was still a kid, so that's a good bonus for me. I'm not that old yet.
But they had an immovable deadline, and only so much could be done leading up to January 1st. And hitherto, only a fraction of the problem was fixed. Legislators could see the writing on the wall, so the Y2K Act was passed, which protected companies against lawsuits resulting from the bug. But, as the media reported on the problem in louder and more hysterical terms,
they're preparing for martial law.
This was, well, really? This was also around the same time when the Internet Act came out, because a couple of companies were sued for what people were posting on their comments. So, is it Section 230 or something like that? Yeah, so this is the whole reason we have the current moderation systems in place. Is because of around this time. It was really around 1997-ish because of those two lawsuits. One company got sued into oblivion, and one company kind of got away with it.
I think Y2K financially could be devastating for this nation.
They'll tell you everything's fine. They're lying to you. Everything ain't fine.
The Y2K problem could abolish all paper currency and coins throughout the world.
A secondary problem arose: panic. Ooh. Here's an example. You spend millions of dollars getting your
How
city...
could it abolish paper currency? That would still more or less hold value. I guess they could be referring to the fact that the stock market at the time wasn't floating against gold. I don't know. That one's interesting. Also, whatever this is looks pretty cool.
water system up to Y2K compliance. Everything's looking good. But the media is feeding people hype.
Yeah.
So a nervous population does what it...
Okay, so you think you think the media is bad now? They were just as bad then. Okay. People are like the news is way worse than it was back then. No, it isn't. It's the same garbage nonsense that's all filled with hype just for one thing: making more money. That's all normal.
It often does. No, fill the bathtub full of water. Just in case, for obvious reasons. Well, also what tends to happen is everybody has that idea at once at the last minute. You can imagine what that does to a big city. It kills supply. Then people think there's no water, Y2K is on for sure, and panic explodes in the streets.
Interesting.
Boy, there was potential here for real disaster. So it was up to citizens like us to take matters into our own hands. Welcome to the Y2K Expo. Everything you need to survive the apocalypse. We bought survival bunkers.
They think I'm mad. Mostly. But then they want a place in the bunker.
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, people do this anyway for other dumb things. People did it for COVID. People did it for just to get away from people. People do it to get away from the internet. What else is new? Rich people do it to get away from the rest of us.
We bought seeds. We bought a library of literature. We bought into pretty much everything.
Yeah, that just seems like humans in general.
But Y2K just kept creeping
Actual
closer.
footage.
And soon,
I love games.
it was time to say goodbye to loved ones. It was time to say goodbye to the world as we knew it. From my bunker, I could hear the bombs go off. The destruction.
I actually tried to stay awake when I was a kid for this, but I fell asleep before midnight. It was so sad.
Just unimaginable. Let me just set the mood real quick.
Okay. One long loud scream. No copyright music. Touching strangers at Taco Bell ASMR. Is this a real thing? We should probably go react to that.
Nope. Close. Yeah. It's all gone now. The small things that went unappreciated. The great moments of our time.
You ever see that Amazon.com office?
There's no going back. The date today is somewhere around 2018. It's finally time to step back into the world. With whatever horrors that may bring. I don't know what I'll...
Wow, this video released at a perfect time, 2018. I'm sure 2020 was just great. And 2021, 2022.
find out there.
Wait.
Cannibals.
Wait a second. I gotta see something.
I don't know.
It's all the little details that are in this sometimes. Because Internet Historian's pretty good about, and I assume this is not just like something they just found, about basically copying the editing style of whatever one item thing is on the screen at any one point. Of course, they do use a lot of stuff from from the Bethesda games. Absolute Units, Flashlight Radio, Freeze-Dried Water.
what I'll find out there.
Only 29
Mutants,
demonetized videos?
cannibals, different factions of bandit. I just hope I'm ready to take it all on.
That was pretty
Get
funny.
it?
Oh,
He steps
no. This is going to have Shia in it.
out, and then it's the cabin from season 5. It's all connected. It's such a deep and encompassing lore. Remember when I used to make good content?
No.
Me neither. Scene transition. Okay.
We're talking about all your content is flawless. This is a good one.
Partially right about the whole doomsday thing. The world didn't end. But in Australia, some of the vending machines stopped working. And the International Weather website displayed the wrong year. Also this. So that must have been annoying to fix.
In hindsight, that's pretty funny. Actually, to be honest, at the time I thought it was pretty funny. I worked in the airline industry for years as an avionics engineer. I knew that no planes were going to fall out of the sky.
$500 billion well spent.
I mean, let's face it. They were going to spend the money on something dumb regardless. What would they say? Oh, I like how they do their Patreon as different producer levels. That's pretty interesting. Okay, that's dead weight middleman. That's the dollar out here. Coffee Boys HR department. Okay, that one's actually pretty. Man, you got a lot of Patreon subscribers at this point, which is great. Yeah, we will be checking out the second channel with their far lower quality stuff. And I don't think we're going to be disappointed. But yeah, that's Internet Historian for you. I'm actually having a lot of fun with these videos. Yep, and we'll keep going through it. Definitely put down in the comment section other channels that you want me to react to, especially if it's stuff like this. I like stuff like this, and as much fun as I like the Meat Canyon stuff and Flash Kits and stuff, they're just more fun little clip comedy stuff. And I do a lot of like nerdcore stuff, but come on, I'm horrible at music. So this stuff I actually really like reacting to because I can pause it and actually, think of the, ideas and things and be yelled at in the comment section for getting things wrong. The fun things. Have a good day, everyone.